Happy Tuesday, everybody. It's Dr. Marima and Whitney Marima.
Good evening, everybody. What is the
Happy
topic
Tuesday.
today, Whitney?
Well, today I thought we would talk about something near and dear to my heart, something I've talked about before, but I wanted to make it the topic this week because it's very special to me. So, the topic tonight is digestive enzymes in the bariatric patient. Uh, and so I thought I'd share a little bit about our new product, which is called Digest and Absorb. And it's the newest member of the Building Blocks line and newest to our family, and something we're both really excited about and I'm very proud of. I thought I'd just share a few minutes on how it came to be, and then we'll talk a little bit about uh, what people are experiencing, who it's best suited for, and whether or not it's right for you. So, digestive enzymes came to be part of the Building Blocks line a few, what, well, it's been in our line a few months now, but
Yeah.
the origination of the idea started a few years ago. As most of you know, I'm a nurse practitioner, so I'm conventionally trained. After I became a nurse practitioner, I went on to further my education in a more holistic route with functional medicine schooling. And in functional medicine schooling, I was granted the availability of new and unique testing, one of which was a comprehensive stool test.
Something that your standard physician is probably not going to order.
Not going to order, suggest, or even really know about. It's something I never learned about in conventional training, just the functional medicine schooling. So, I always do the testing, before I start practicing it in real life patients on myself and my testing partner here, to make sure that it's not, too laborious to do or to for me to interpret the results, etc. I started using it on bariatric patients with gut complaints. Anything from bloating, diarrhea, constipation, um, just, stomach pain, any kind of gut complaints. Now, there are a fair amount of gut complaints in bariatric patient, right? Because we have altered digestion and things have been rerouted. We have intolerances to different foods sometimes, and so
And frankly, in the aging patient as well. I mean, how many old people do you know that aren't talking about their stomachs or their poop or something else?
tons.
And there is a significant similarity between the post-surgical patient and the aging patient.
And
And
then
that
we
is
have post surgery patients that are aging.
right. Decreased acid production, decreased pancreatic enzyme production, decreased response to a meal. So some of this comes into play.
So what I found, and I did close to 100 stool tests on people with complaints. Now, this wasn't a controlled study where I also had controlled patients who didn't have gut complaints. So these are all people who were experiencing some sort of complaint that I did the testing on. Of close to 100 people, all except one person had verifiable low digestive enzymes on testing because the testing measures them. So, what I did with all of those people was I put them on digestive enzymes, and everyone felt significantly better, if not resolved, of whatever symptom they had. And so I said, this is interesting. Wow, I think I'm onto something here. This is really helping people. And people were so thankful. Their partners were thankful because, like, one of the significant complaints is smelly poop, smelly gas, right? Took that away, decreased it, or whatever. So people were happy. The other thing about enzymes is that there's really no downside to them. We could all stand to better digest our food. Think of like, I kind of use the analogy of like a meat tenderizer. Who doesn't like more tender steak, right? Or like better digested food. So I went ahead and said we need one that's kind of more geared towards the bariatric patient that is broad spectrum, not too much of any one thing, but enough of each thing. And so we came out with Digest and Absorb, which has stomach acid, it has pancreatic enzymes, and it has bile. Particularly important, bile in people who've had their gallbladder removed, which is a lot of our bariatric patients. But even in people who have not had their gallbladder removed, there is some fat malabsorption in particular the gastric bypass that can impact us when in terms of our digestion and things like that. So,
And interestingly, I've been using it somewhat with patients who have just had their gallbladder removed and are complaining of unusual gut issues.
who are
So,
not
who
bariatric
are not
patients.
bariatric patients at all,
Yep.
just people who had their gallbladder
And
out.
I use
So,
it on people who are not bariatric patients or who've had their gallbladder removed but have gut complaints. And so, anyways, it's a fantastic solution for anyone who has post meal fatigue. This was me, y'all. Like, I would eat a meal, especially if it was like, protein heavy, and I would feel like I would have to lay down and close my eyes for like 20 minutes because I was just like wiped out.
which as her partner wasn't very fun for the family.
Right. It eliminated that because what was happening in my case, why people get post meal fatigue, is that you don't have enough enzymes to digest your food. So literally all of your blood supply is going to your gut to try to help this digestive process, taking away from all your brain and your other things, the other body processes. So that's one indication: post meal fatigue, bloating, gas, excessive gas, smelly gas, diarrhea, especially if you have, like, you eat a meal and have to go right away. Um, Reactive hypoglycemia, this works great for, because part of the mechanism of reactive hypoglycemia is not breaking down carbohydrates and having this rapid absorption of sugar and insulin and then a bottoming out. So if you have this feeling of maybe you don't know what it's called and you don't know the term reactive hypoglycemia, but you identify as like when you have certain meals, you just kind of bottom out and you get like shaky, you feel like you might pass out, and you kind of lay down.
You find yourself trying to find some candy or some, orange juice or something that, your body is screaming, I need something with some sugar in it.
Yes, great. Exactly. What are some of the other things maybe that I haven't mentioned?
Oh, I think you covered pretty much the majority of them. Really
Yeah.
have. Yeah.
So, the only kind of reason you wouldn't want to use this is if you have an active ulcer, because it's got stomach acid, so we don't want to put acid on an ulcer. Other than that, if you feel like your digestion could be improved or you have any of the symptoms that we listed, you should give it a try. And the reason it's called Digest and Absorb is because it does help with absorption of vitamins and minerals. This is also great for people who suffer with chronic B12 problems or anemias, uh, issues with absorption of vitamin A, D, or K, these fat soluble vitamins. And so, because it's helping you break down your food better and extracting the nutrients from it. And so, that's why it's called Digest and Absorb. And I just think it's great. People love it. And so, add it.
Honestly, I use it every day.
We both do. And so, you just take one or two. You start off taking one, eat with each meal. And if you feel like one's not exactly cutting it, maybe it's improving it, but you could stand to have a little bit more oomph, you can go to two. And you take them with a meal and you layer them into the meal. So, like, you don't start with it, you don't end with it. You take a bite or two of food, take an enzyme, take some more food, take another enzyme, take some more food. And that's pretty much it. So I hope this helps. If there's any questions about enzymes, feel free to post it in the chat and we will try to get back to you an answer.
And if there's any other questions you have about, vitamin absorption, vitamins in general, the product line that we have, please go ahead and put it in the chat, and we'll try and answer it next time we're on.
Yes, and don't forget to remember you will always need vitamins. Don't stop taking them, y'all.
Ever, ever.
And get your levels checked. Annually is best. All right, so take care and have a great week.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.